three. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Good afternoon and welcome back. Good Saturday, everybody. Welcome back to Teaching Crypto. This is MrFOMO. AZ Crypto has the weekend off. He's holidaying with family. And so good on him for having things to do this weekend. But I'm here with you sharing some research. First up, Voyager assets are beginning to be sold to Binance or beginning to transfer over to Binance. And so we should be getting some communication from Binance here in the next couple of days or within the week. So be checking your emails. But with respect to this, appeals will continue. The DOJ has not given up on that exculpation clause. And so even though I don't think that exculpation clause amounts to much, I think that the people who were trying to exonerate themselves would still have been open to liability anyway. But the appeals will still continue. The acquisition of assets began on 4/20 on Thursday. Some people were saying that the dip in BTC and the crypto market at large was because of the sale of the Voyager assets. I'm not entirely sure that that's true, but I'll agree with that for now until we hear otherwise. But remember, right now, the transfer of assets does not include that 445 million that is on hold because the FTX Alameda claim. So you might have some people who are saying that this can't go through because there's still 445 left out for Alameda. That is put into escrow already. So that is not part of this transfer. As of right now, 50% of your assets will be moving over, and then you'll be waiting to get as much as 20 to 25% based on whatever Alameda and FTX can weasel out of us in court. So that's got to play out here in the coming weeks. And you know, a lot of the folks that are out there are saying that 10% is the tops of what they're going to get. So you're looking at maybe 40 million or 45 million is what FTX or Alameda might be able to squeeze out of Voyager before this is all said and done. So that still leaves a large chunk of that to go out to customers. So hopefully that news is true. It is as of yet unconfirmed. We have to wait for it to play out in court, but that would be great news if they were only able to get 10% or less. You know, if they were able to get 0, that would be even better. But that leaves customers receiving somewhere between 18 and 22% worst case scenario of that remaining 445, or that remaining 25% that you were hoping to get back after this initial transfer. And so Decrypt editors are claiming, and I forget the woman's name now, but that the CFTC's lawsuit against Binance could still stall the deal. And just a recap of the CFTC's lawsuit against Binance, they're saying that they're not properly registered to offer derivatives to U.S. clients, not supervising activity on their exchange, insufficient KYC and anti-money laundering controls. They said that they've been evading and helping U.S. clients evade regulators and trading against their own customers. That the last one is sort of the biggest deal, but the problem with this is that these editors seem to be confused about Binance and Binance.us. Binance.us, the U.S. arm of Binance, is what is acquiring Voyager. So I'm not quite sure that they are on the right page when they're saying that this could be held up by the lawsuit against Binance at large. It's hot here in Florida. Again, CZ denies the charges, as he always does, and he has gotten famous for using that famous that number 4 as his shorthand for FUD, and that's what he responded to this initially, and then he responded with a lengthy blog post that was sort of a scathing review of the CFTC's lawsuit. And you can read that by you can check out the lawsuit and his response to the lawsuit by clicking in the links below. Now that we've gotten through some of that Voyager stuff, and once again with Voyager, right now we're looking at a 50% payout for what you see or what you were seeing on the app. I don't know how it's updated. I haven't checked in a couple of days, but from what you were seeing on the app, you should be getting 50% of that initial snapshot. And then you're waiting on another 20 to 25% based on what happens with the FTX Alameda situation and that 445 that's left over in escrow. So let's talk about some altcoins. One altcoin I wanted to talk about real quick is Arbitrum. We talked about this recently at $1.15. Reached a local top of either 179 or 182, depending on whether you're looking at CoinMarketCap or Coinbase or whoever. You saw over a 30% increase. So that was a win for us here on Teaching Crypto. It consolidated around 150 to 155 before the recent dump, and now it's finding some room around 145. So that's still 30 cents above where we started, even after these recent dumps, and it still is consolidating around 145. Though that will leave that 150 area as a bit of resistance going back up, but this might be one that you want to take a look at if the market turns around for a few reasons. One, this was released just a couple of weeks ago, and the initial price was over $11. Then it dropped over 90%. We've seen this happen before with ApeCoin, where ApeCoin had an initial price once it was released after the airdrop of like $16, and then it fell all the way to like $4. And so what I think might happen with Arbitrum, even though there are better layer 2 solutions out there, I think Arbitrum might see another boost. There are some whales beginning to get on board. The whale wallets are increasing according to on-chain metrics. They also onboarded Golden Ball, and that's Golden Ball Finance, the future of betting and esports and payments gateways. So, you know, they have some things that they're doing, and you know, like I said, they airdropped their tokens. So the initial price was around $11. You're seeing this at 145 right now. Even if it gets halfway back to that initial price, you'll make some money on it. Next up, and this one is going to be an odd one for some of you out there to hear a teacher say this, but the NSFW coin, the pleasure coin, it's trending on CoinMarketCap right now, and a little bit wider on social media. It's up 30% recently. It has a market cap of below 4 million. So if you want to check that out, it's a low market cap. And one of the things that I always say is if you can invest in sex, drugs, music, or video games, it's probably something you want to take a look at. And this one is sex. So take a look at this coin. Now, what they all claim, you know, this one, Taboo, I think, what was the one, Cum Rockets, they all claim that they are empowering individuals and businesses within the porn industry. However, I'm not sure that that's ever happened with any of these coins. But if you can invest in some of the things that people get addicted to, you know, without being too taboo, then it might be a good idea. But this one just saw a 30% bump. So it may be falling back a little bit, but with that small of a market cap, you kind of can't ignore it. Another one I wanted to talk about is the one AZ Crypto wanted me to talk about before I go off, and that is Verasity. Verasity is enhancing the attention economy. And if you think about Verasity, you think about AdSense and sort of what we do on YouTube or any of the other, you know, social networks where people are influencers. They thank you very much, Simeon. You know, they depend a lot on the attention economy and clicks and views and likes and subscribes and that kind of thing. And Verasity is looking to get in on that attention economy. And you might be thinking, why not just go with AdSense? They'll pay me in dollars. I don't have to get paid out in Verasity and then go and transfer that into dollars to be able to use it. One, with blockchain technology, you get fraud prevention. And you also get true viewership. Like I couldn't go out and create a bunch of spoof accounts with this and not have the right KYC to be on the blockchain to be able to function with this. And so it eliminates those, sort of fake influencers, those people that have created their own fame by creating, viewership that isn't really there by creating spoof accounts. And so that is, one of the things you get, but you also get a blockchain powered by AI and machine learning that will ensure that the right people are getting paid. That is, that's kind of what you're looking for is to ensure that the people who are really getting viewed are the ones that are getting paid out the most. We will. That's a great view to have. Hopefully the next bull market will gain back our money. We will, Simeon. That's the thing. We are here looking at these coins right now in this little bit of a dip, depending on what you think is going to happen here through the end of April and into May. That's why we're looking at some of these alts. That's why we're looking into buying cheap sats while we can, because we will make it back. We are early enough. When you really look out there, you think, as far as the world is concerned, maybe 2 to 10% of the people out there are invested in crypto and really paying attention. So we're still way early in this. No matter what happened to us with Voyager or Celsius or FTX or Terra Luna or all of the nightmares that happened in the past year with crypto, at the end of the day, we will make it back because we're paying attention. We're here early, and we're sticking our nose in there and keeping it to the grindstone. And at the end of the day, we're going to be the ones that take profits, and we're going to be the ones that do make it all the way back and beyond making it back. Our goal isn't just making it back. Our goal is financial freedom beyond making it back, right? What do you think of Cosmos? I love Cosmos. A lot of things are built on Cosmos. It's one of the best chains out there. They have a lot going on. They're always in the crypto news. And again, because other things are built on Cosmos, Cosmos will see runs when those things that are built on Cosmos see runs, especially in the bull market. So Cosmos is one of those ones that I plan to have in my portfolio, at least here and again, but it won't be one of those that I'm trading on a day-to-day term. That'll be one that I grab and hold for a long term. But yeah, Cosmos is a great project, and they've been around for a while. Well, thank you very much. And we hope to keep going. We're going to keep talking to. We're going to touch base with some of these Celsius hearings and some of the FTX stuff, and we'll keep those of you who are still tied up in those posted on that too. But we appreciate you watching, and we appreciate that it has helped. And tell your friends, tell anybody who was involved in Celsius, FTX, Voyager, that kind of stuff, that we're here and we're looking out for them, and we'll keep them updated and give them the best advice that we can based on our experiences through this. But, this has been tough for a lot of people. Excellent. Yeah. Remember, we're not doling out financial advice here, but if I were building a portfolio right now, I feel like Cosmos would be one of those that I probably grabbed a big chunk of. It would provide you with strength, and like I said, it'll run at different times, irrespective of Bitcoin, because of the other things that are built on top of it. So yeah, that's a good one. Oh my gosh, yeah. I lost a load on VGX too. That was my biggest mistake. Looking back on it, I understand the thesis that I had, the small market cap. I was paying attention to what they were doing with the app. I was watching what Steve was saying when he would go on his spaces, and when he'd go on TV even. We were buying cheap sats and cheap Steves when we had the chance, and to see VGX kind of rug pull us there. And to know kind of all the shady things that went down, like with this bankruptcy, I don't think people really know just yet all of the shady things that were happening, but there are rumors that Voyager and the executive team knew that there was trouble brewing all the way back in January. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I do remember that they were consulting another bankruptcy firm prior to Kirkland and Ellis back in May before they filed in June. So this is, I think I'm very glad that the exculpation clause is something that the DOJ paid attention to. I wish it wouldn't have held us up that long, but VGX and everything that went on there, I kick myself, but I feel like you kind of do yourself a disservice for kicking yourself because of having VGX, because the thesis was right, and if everything that people were telling us was on the up and up, then we would all have come out winners. And unfortunately that wasn't the case. But you win some, you lose some, and it allows you to pay close attention. And I think next time we'll probably stay away from exchanges, away from exchange tokens. And I know I'll be dealing more with cold wallets, and not your keys, not your crypto is definitely something that we've learned from this. When do we think we'll receive the 50% payment? I think that payment is probably going to come within the next month. AZ Crypto is pretty optimistic that this could happen within the next 2 weeks. I've even been on some Twitter spaces that have said this has started already, and that it could begin as early as this weekend. But check your email. We'll see if any of that's true. But I would say, judging by the optimism that has come out before, and then the length of time we've waited, even at the beginning of this bankruptcy process, a lot of people were like, because they're moving so fast, this might be done in 6 months. And here we are almost a year later. So I would anticipate it being probably another month at the worst. And if it's not, if you get your crypto, or if you get your distribution sooner, then you won't be disappointed. But I'm not going to say that you'll get it this weekend, and I don't want you to be disappointed with me on Monday when it doesn't come through. So I would guess that it's probably going to take about a month, because I don't anticipate these things to move very quickly. I know Voyager was already using some sort of stall tactics. I saw on Twitter last night. I didn't get a chance to look at exactly what they were doing, but one of the things that they were talking about was, how they were going to pay it out, and how this person was going to, it was just a bunch of stalling. It was a bunch of, they wanted to wait another day to move it over. So I would imagine that Voyager is going to be that kind of a partner in this, and that it'll drag along a little bit further. But within the month, I would expect you to get that first movement. And then, depending on how fast the Department of Justice and everybody else moves, the courts move with the FTX and the Alameda thing, then you'll see the other 20 to 25%, probably another 2 months down the line. And again, that's depending on how fast the court system moves. So, and that's really all I have for you today. And unless anybody else has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Thank you guys for stopping by today and taking time out of your weekend, out of your Saturday. Again, AZ is on holiday with the family. He'll be back with us next week. And we're going to try and bring you more shows every week moving forward. We'd like to bring you, 3 to 5 shows every week instead of just our 2 streams. So if you can, go ahead and click some of those links below. Check out some of our research. Check out our little tip link if you'd like. And if you have any questions for us, hit us up in the comments. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe, and we will see you next time on Teaching Crypto.